Friday. It's about 2:50 a.m. and here I am making videos. Oh my goodness. I'm having a bad week. I'm having a very bad week. Maybe not very bad, but bad. Well, congratulations once again. I got laid off. Yeah, I got laid off today. No, I got laid off Wednesday. Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah. Yeah, I got laid off. I'm a union electrician, so yeah. Hopefully I can get back to work next week. But not on top of that though. I found out through email that I had applied for a position on the Long Island Railroad (MTA). And anyway, I applied. I went to the interview. What the hell is that? Anyway, I went to the interview, and then about a week and a half later, they sent me an email saying that they're gonna look for other candidates. In other words, I didn't get the job. Now I'm trying to figure why I didn't get the job. I dressed decently. It's a casual dress, you know, but whatever. But I put on shoes and a dress shirt, dress pants, which I had to dig out of my closet, and most of my stuff is outdated, doesn't fit me. But luckily, I came across a pants and a shirt that does. But I failed on job three important factors in the interview. Well, first I didn't get a haircut, okay, because the interview was Wednesday, and Tuesday I tried to get a haircut from my barber, but my barber wasn't in. I could have went to another barber shop, which maybe I should have, but I like sticking to what I know. Kind of old-fashioned that way. But anyway, so I didn't get a haircut because my barber wasn't there Tuesday. So I did the best I could with my hair, combed it and greased it up, blah, blah, blah. So that's number one, strike one. Strike two, and this is, I don't know if this is my fault or not. And I've never been asked this question before, but the interviewer who was Indian, from India, I don't know if that was a factor neither, too, some Indians like black people, but most don't. But most of the people in there was black. I'm gonna get to that point too. Kind of I wanna expound on that a little bit too. But most of the job seekers were black. Yeah, black. All right. There was like maybe 4 or 5 white guys. But I'm gonna get to that in a minute though. Let's continue with the why I don't think I got to get the job. So what was I now? Hold on one second. Okay, so it could have been my haircut. It could have also allowed. It could also have been the way I had dressed for the interview. Not that I didn't dress properly, but I forgot. She took off my hood and my jacket. I took off my jacket, but I didn't take off my hood. So I don't think that was a good idea. But the little dumb things I do that makes my life miserable. Okay, and the third thing is that you're not gonna believe this. I've never been asked this on the interview before, but this third strike, he asked me, "What is? How can I say this? What is the job description? What is?" In other words, he basically asked me what was each other job descriptions. Well, number one, I didn't even know it was two separate jobs. I thought it was one job, but you might be doing two different things. Okay. So when he asked me, I just gave him like very broad and general answers. And so anyway, so I said, why would he ask me that? Why? Well, not so much why he asked me that, but why? Well, yeah, pretty much why did he ask me that, and what was the answer to a question like that? Would you believe, lo and behold, after the interview was over, I looked at this, because MTA, they give you the whole rundown about what you're applying for and about the job itself and what the qualifications are. So I looked at the description of the job, and yes, it was job, two different jobs. I didn't, I didn't know, I don't know why I cannot, I don't know why before I could not comprehend that or didn't see that. But it's two different jobs and had two distinct descriptions for each job. And when I look at the description of the job, I smacked my head. I said, oh man. So he asked that question and I didn't answer properly because when I looked at the job description on the paper, they said two different. It was two different descriptions for each job. I mean, it was a jeez, can't even talk straight. There was a description for each job. Like I said, it was two jobs, so description for each job, and I didn't realize or see that. I'm so mad at myself. I saw it, but bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. I just didn't pay no attention to it. Didn't think it was important. And yeah, it was important. And it was weird about this MTA job too. First of all, they had job interviews. I got called quickly when I applied. So that's weird. Like, what the? I thought I was taking a test, and there was no test. It was just a job interview. And I guess I failed it on those 3 strikes, huh? Wow, maybe possibly 4 strikes. I can't believe it. Like I said, they sent me an email said they're gonna move on to other and better candidates than my dumb black ass. Not knowing the job description of the job I'm applying for, which shows you if you don't care, kind of like to employees, I guess. And he introduced himself as the assistant manager of this and that. I was like, what the fuck? I said, oh shit. So when all this stuff hit me, I realized that I'm probably talking to my boss, and I can't. Who's the guy always coming outside? My neighbors always out, always in and out that door, and it's fucking almost 3 o'clock in the morning. So I don't know what he's going outside for. But anyway, so yeah, so this guy, I probably talk to my boss or the next guy above my boss, and I don't know the description of my own job that I'm applying for. I didn't even know there's two separate jobs that I'm applying for, but they rolled up in one. I think that was kind of like deceptive on their part. So I'm not happy about that. And then I get laid off from a job, and the super of my other job I got laid off from is Indian, but the guy they put in charge is black, Caribbean black. You know, you know, and I know I don't care what nobody says, but there's a little hatred in the Caribbean community to black people, black Americans, FBA Foundation. There was a little bit of a hate there, and he showed his true colors uh, while I was there, and when he laid me off. So I also too, going back to the MTA job, I thought it might have been over qualification because they say they were looking for a little bit of electrical experience, and I got like 25 years of it, going on 26. But they accepted my application, so it couldn't be that. So I think it was the interview or the interviewer. But I'm gonna take a little responsibility. That's happened when you don't read something thoroughly. Even though I think it was a little deception on the MTA part of not telling you two separate jobs. But I guess if I read the thing, carefully, the thing, and the print, the job description, the whole job rundown, I would have noticed that. So there you go. Like I said, I gotta take a little responsibility. I guess I'm a little upset at myself, but anyway. Now getting back to the racial dynamics of the job interview, like I said, it was a lot of black. I would say it was 80% black, and it was like maybe 15% white. Cause honestly, it was only like they said it was like a wave. It was like they had more groups to interview. So and another group to interview. Um, but on that job, I was like maybe four white people there, and I get the funny feeling. Now here's why I think like this, because I know there can be a lot of Sambos and Uncle Toms and plantation managers and slave advocates for slavery come back again. And I'm talking about black people. So they're gonna say, "Oh, it's not about race. It's not about this." But just something ain't right. Cause this is Long Island Railroad. This is Long Island. So Long Island is mostly a lot of rich white people. All right. So that's number one. Number two, I get the funny feeling that this it was a homeless looking white dude there. For real, I'm not even like playing. Like most people think homeless people are black. So for me to say this guy look like homeless, he looks like yeah, he looks very scruffy and homeless looking, seriously. And the other yeah, so yeah, I get the funny feeling he might get the job over me. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I almost believe half the white guys that was there will get that job. Like I said, there's only four, maybe five the most, and I think half of them will get that job. And you probably said they better qualify. Like I said a few sentences ago, this is Long Island Railroad (MTA). Long Island is mostly white, so come on, let's be realistic a little bit. That's all right. So and it's a good high paying job too. With Long Island Railroad, a lot of benefits. The MTA equivalent doesn't even match their salary as compared to Long Island Railroad. It doesn't. There's a bus passing by at 3:02 a.m. in the morning. So yeah, so that should tell you something. When I bet you the Long Island MTA workers are mostly white. I don't know, but I believe so. But anyway, so the third thing that makes me believe that race has something to do with this, because I was talking to a electrician on a job, a union electrician on the job. I mean, he's white. He got blue eyes. He's short. Now he's older now, but he said in the past he applied for the Long Railroad not once, not twice, but three times, and he turned them down for very reason he mentioned. You turned it down three times, but not the fact that you turned it down three times, but I'm shocked that they allow you to take the test or apply for the job three times after you turn them down three times. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm trying to like understand this because I'm trying to question it, dude. He rambled on about other stuff. I think drugs affected his mind over the years, but that's another story. But what was I gonna say about this? But he was just rambling on about uh, why, uh, how he was able to keep coming back to the Long Island Railroad three times and apply three times and turn them down three times. I mean, if that's not white privilege, I don't know what is. So that's why I said, yeah, I don't. I think I didn't get the job because I was black, dark skinned. I look intimidating. Luckily, I clean shaved myself, but my hair, like I said, wasn't 100%. I couldn't get that haircut on time, and I'm just caught off guard that they that I applied and they called me for interview so quickly. Don't forget, at the time I was working, so I had to scramble. I took a day off from work just for that interview. So, and another reason why too, I said about the racial component of it is that, like I said, this guy's white. We both doing the same thing. Okay, we both doing the same thing. Electrician, blah blah blah. Now maybe he applied when he was a little bit younger. He didn't have much electrical experience, so maybe my 26 years electrical experience had something to do with it. But I don't. Yeah, but so how he could turn down a job three times, and I applied for once and I didn't even get accepted. one time. This is just a moment of silence so people can answer this question. I'm not I'm not being silent because I don't have nothing else to say. So I don't find it weird. I just find it very deliberate as why I didn't get this job. I'm not very happy about that. I don't know. He wouldn't down tell you why you don't get it. I mean, sometimes I get it. I get it. They don't. They're not gonna tell you why because it's probably more a little personal and deep. Sometimes maybe the truth. You're black, nigga. I'm like you didn't get this shit. What the fuck? You nobody in Long Island wants you to work next to them. You know. Nobody wants your dark ass, angry looking ass, scary looking ass working a bunch of white people. Probably that's it too. You know. So this is how my week's been going this week. All right. Um, yeah, but I'm a little shook up. But you know what? Maybe I thank God again for allowing me to be in communication with this white union electrician in New York City, and he telling me this because at least I could understand why I didn't get that job now. You know, I think has 50% has to do because I'm black. Like I said, mine's the fact that I look scary looking. Just some people. I'm dark skinned, and so yeah, you know, but it's a possibility I could have been overqualified, but and I failed the interview question too. So it's a combination of a lot of things, I guess. But it's a lesson learned. Read that brochure or read the job description because they might call you out on it. And not for nothing. If you're gonna apply for a job, you should know what it's about, and it should be stuck in your head. But once again, it's rare that a interviewer will ask me about the description of the job. Yeah, I mean, all I would be doing is pretty much cleaning maintenance, changing bathrooms, toiletries, cleaning the bathroom, cleaning the engineer's cabin, gassing up the locomotives, de-icing the locomotives. So I don't know why I didn't get that job. I don't know, maybe they think I'm too old or I might consider it too boring, going from one extreme to the next. But they did ask for electrical experience, which is, don't ask me why. Just for the reason of the job description that I described. What's that had to do with electrical work? I don't know, but they asked for it. And I know it's been 18 minutes since I've been talking. I don't want to bore you, but I also want to educate you and also express my feelings about my week. I'm getting laid off. I got laid off this week. And speaking of scary looks and stuff, yeah, this Caribbean dude that was in charge of me, I don't know, he's an official foreman for the union, from the union, but he didn't like me from the get go. I mean, it was from the get go. He isolated me to jobs, to simple pull on data wire jobs, and while everybody who came in knew was doing electrical work, I mean real electrical work, you know. He didn't like me at all, and he tried to get me laid off. This wasn't just a flux that he laid me off, but he was trying to get me off in a bad way. But luckily, I stood ground, anchored my thoughts and my composure, and a little more to that, but pretty much that buffered his layoff attempts, his negative layoff attempts. So I guess he got tired of me being there after that, and well, here I am laid off. So I don't know if it's because I'm scary or looking, or I don't got, or I give a vibe that I don't play that dumb shit, or that I'm a black foundational American and he's Caribbean, and so don't get me wrong, there's some cool Caribbean people, but I think for the most part they got a little contempt for us, you know. So I don't care what they say. There's a little contempt for foundational Black Americans in New York City. Well, I don't want to bore you too long, but it's almost 20 minutes. But I'm just here to tell you about my week, and I hope you learn a lesson from it. So, what I'm gonna say, do. Yeah, you know, because that railroad job would have been helpful and perfect for me. Because I need a second job, and I like to have it at night. And you know, the railroad is 24 hours, which the Indian interviewer mentioned is 24 hours, 7 days a week. I said, boy, I was just asking because I'm trying to find what shift that you guys have, but he just brought it out 24 hours, 7 days a week. I'm like, well, all right, bro, I didn't ask you all that, but you know, I don't know. Maybe I don't think because I know I'm not gonna get no daytime shift, so I'm not stupid. You know what I'm saying? And the funny, the other lady that was like in charge of the class and giving out the orientation, she was Indian. It was another black woman, but she was from the Caribbean too. So so I was up against I was up against the wall with this one, boy. Like I said, there was a lot of black people there at the interview place. And speaking of which, there was this. I thought it was a dude at first behind me all the time, a little too close to me. So I don't know if the dude was gay, but I came to find out, that it was a woman dressed like a dude. You know, she got a lot of masculine energy and dressing and looking like a dude. And I said, I don't know what she's on top of me for like that. Why this guy was on top of me, but it was actually a woman. Well, that's another story anyway. So anyway, I don't know. I'm just upset about everything. You know, I don't like how things are going. You know, in my life right now, I was really hoping for to get that job. I did, but honestly, I applied for it and got called in so fast. I don't know how I expected to even get it in the first place. So, but I just thought it was a lucky break for me, and coming to find out it's not. So, and anyway, tomorrow I gotta go out there and get some tax stuff done, and maybe I'll visit an old friend of mine and see how she doing. I really don't want to. I'm tired of traveling on trains and planes and buses, and so I don't know. But anyway, let me get out of here. Try to get some more sleep. Since I don't have a job. What if I get one next week? My liver go in and out again. Jesus, what he be doing sometimes? Anyway, let me get out of here. Thanks for watching. Like and comment, subscribe. Sorry for the long, boring diatribe of depressing news, but just I just want guys to be informed and be aware of what's going on in this world and how to conduct yourself. Until then, peace.